With that being said, we're jumping into game number 7, decider game between Hera and Vortix on Danube River.
So they've tied it up, best of 7, and here we are, a Delhi mirror to decide it all here on the Danube River. Of course, we see Vortix opening up already, going after the wood line, meaning he's going to be going for a dock. I assume Hera is probably doing the same. If you take a look over there, the Delhi fishing boats, of course, can attack, but it also kind of balances out when they can both attack. So obviously, both players are going to start with getting some fish, going to the next age. Now, I remember in the Prime Cup, Vortix doing the scout harassment. I don't think it was this map, though. It was Mongolian Heights, I think. So I'm sure we'll see plenty of scout action here.
Absolutely, you're trying to deny the opponent's dock even at the beginning, because you know exactly that you can't really harass those fishing boats or even just the fishing geek at the beginning. Because once the fishing ships are out, you can't just burn down the opponent's dock, but you can try to intercept villagers like we're seeing Vortix attempting to do so here.
Mm-hmm. Yep, so now while the scouts can harass the dock, the fishing boats can shoot back. That's a unique ability for the Delhi Sultanate. And, you know, if you've watched any of my channel, you know I play Delhi Sultanate as a main. So I know a lot about these civilizations. And while these are two very high-level players, you know, they might have limited experience with the Civ. I mean, obviously they've played it. I was just watching actually Hera play Delhi before he started this series today. So he's probably prepared for this matchup. I'm sure Vortix has something ready. Down goes a scout. Not something you see very often there in the Dark Age.
Yeah, that is massive value over there, because Vortix sacrificed one villager to make that scout from his town center, so now losing that scout evens out the scout numbers, but obviously he can't get back the villager that he lost because of that. So that is now 13 eco for Hera, only 11 for Vortix, and in a mirror matchup, that could be a nice advantage to build on.
Yeah, absolutely. So you see them going for the water there, and then they'll eventually go for the gold and head up to the next age. I expect both players to drop down their Dome of Faith, which allows them to train scholars for 75 gold instead of the 150 gold. And for the Delhi Sultanate, all their technologies are free to research, but they're slow. So the way you counteract that is you garrison scholars inside of the mosque. Now, neither player has a mosque yet. They've decided not to build it because they went for a dock first. So at some point, they will be dropping that down. If they go for Sanctity, they can capture a sacred site as early as, let's say, the Feudal Age. Technically, it's Dark Age, but you can't do it. Oh, no, now it's definitely Feudal Age because they changed the tech. But they could go for those sacred sites, which will give them 200 gold per minute.
Absolutely. We already have forestry completed for Vortix, and it was actually started a lot later for Hera. Mm-hmm. So, as you said, all the technologies are free, so you want to keep researching all the time in these buildings that can produce units. So, that was a little late there for Hera. Not a massive difference maker, but something that could definitely help for Vortix gain that or get that villager discrepancy back in the long run. There is going to be a villager being harassed at the end.
We've seen this before.
Indeed, we've seen this before, and that's just going to be so frustrating to Hera to deal with. Because if he gets forced off from that gold mine, then that's going to delay his Feudal Age quite a bit, and that could allow Vortix to go with a couple of dows and start pushing the fishing geek off his opponent.
Honestly, if I was in the Hera situation right here, I would almost consider doing exactly what he's doing right now. Pull several villagers, get that gold. Don't risk somehow being idled off this gold. His water will take care of the food. But yeah, obviously, Vortix getting a little bit of value out of this scout, as we've seen him do in these Deadly Mirrors before.
Absolutely. Hera is pulling his own scout out, so that's probably the right reaction. Just send 5 villagers, guarantee that you get the gold in time. You see, he's already being delayed, though, because he's at 500 food, 130 gold. So the damage is already being done here. Although, in exchange, Vortix went for a second scout, so had one less villager to work with. So that's part of the reason why Vortix is not going up the Feudal yet. Once he drops off the food from all those fishing ships, he should be good to go.
Yeah. So I think this will go, obviously, on to the next age here. We see a tower coming down for Hera on Vortix's dock, or right in front of his fishing boats. Now, Vortix can just move on down the... Wait, that was on his own dock. I'm sorry, the mirrors sometimes, it's hard to see. So, okay, so he's just a defensive tower there.
Indeed, that is a defensive tower. just to make sure that he sees anything that's crossing here. The other thing to talk about with that defensive tower is that the tower fire against ships is very powerful. So having this tower over here basically means that if Vortix is coming with combat ships from the left, then Hera can deliver quite a lot of punch on them before they reach his fishing eco.
This little scout fight there in the back. And another thing you see sometimes on this map is you can actually wall the water crossings so boats can't cross. I actually only recently learned that this was something you could do. So he could just, like, both players could protect their water line by throwing a wall across it, but not sure if they'll do that or not.
It's always an option, especially if you want to go very heavy on the water department with fishing, but you don't really want to fight for it, so you want to prioritize land army and a strong fishing eco. If you want to push the water, it's not really needed, but it is something that could be very helpful if you don't want to invest into naval combat that much. Hera actually tried to cut off the escape path of that scout with the villagers, and he might be able to do it.
They got their shanks out. Oh, down he goes. Okay, so 2 scouts dead, but he drew some idle time. I think he got enough value out of that, probably. There we go. Both players hitting the second age just about at the same time. And now they could train up some scholars from that Dome of Faith. I don't see a mosque down for Hera. Does Vortix have a mosque?
We don't... Okay, now he has a mosque. I think he just finished it. And we're seeing a stable coming out. So we're going to see some horsemen out here. So, as we discussed, if Vortix isn't really planning to invest a lot into naval combat, then might as well go for those walls that you mentioned before. Also, tower behind his fish could be valuable, because Hera could move forward anytime with a tower and try to harass that fishing eco.
Now, the players need to queue up all their techs right away. I don't know if Vortix hadn't yet queued up anything at that mosque. It's sometimes a tricky thing if you don't play a lot of deli, is you have to select all those buildings and just queue every tech, because you're not used to doing it. It's an easy thing to forget.
Looking at the
Going for Sanctity first.
Yep, Sanctity. It's interesting because nowadays, with Sanctity moved to Feudal Age, oftentimes you actually prioritize the efficient production first. Because, yeah, taking control of a sacred site is valuable, but the efficient production, being able to garrison scholars for production speed boost, might be more valuable in this scenario.
Yeah, this is, honestly, at this point, I'm not sure. I mean, score-wise, you can obviously try to compare when you're in a mirror situation. And it says Vortix might be a little bit ahead right now, but this is really close. What is he dropping down there? Oh boy, I know what that is. I know the shape of that building. He is aging up, and I don't like this. This is a hot take. This is a poor age up option. I see the professional players use this a lot, but it takes so long to get honed blades. It's okay if you can stay in the ring another 20 minutes, but you don't get any immediate benefit from this landmark. I really don't like this landmark choice, but he's going to House Learning. I bet you will see Vortix do the same, because I think I've seen him build that as well.
Absolutely. The better short-term answer is the Compound of the Defender, but in the long run, in the very long run, that House of Learning will actually be a thing. Obviously, right now, owned blades, even with free Scholars Garrison, takes forever to research. It looks like Hera is going to be a little too late with his walls. Horsemen come in. He does have... does he have a stable of his own? Yes, he does. So he should be able to scare away those horsemen for now, but he needs to be careful not to lose a villager here.
Yep. So we've got the House of Slow Learning coming in. One of our Vortix will probably be aging up in the near future. He has the gold he needs to age up. Oh, hold on. Did he just trade? I just saw that gold number drop down. I think he did trade.
He's on stone. So that could be an interesting one to talk about, because we mentioned that Compound of the Defender being a thing. Being able to build stone fortifications with infantry could be valuable here, and Hera might actually trap those horsemen in exchange.
Yeah, I mean, he could also be going for another town center, quite possibly. I've seen Delhi players do that. Look at this little two horseman battle going on here. Now, one thing to note, if you have not played Delhi before, that the infantry could actually build these walls right now that Hera's building, but obviously since they've gone with stables, they don't have any infantry to do that, but that is always a thing. A tower. Vortix was able to get a tower down on Hera's fishing ships right now.
That is going to be annoying for Hera, but on the bright side of things, he's up to Castle Age, so he has access to the Buglaw, which can take that down rather rapidly. The arrow ships don't do that much against towers, but once you got the ballista ships, like the Buglaw, they can take those down rather easily. You see nice micro by Hera, he's pulling away the weak ship. Worst case scenario, he can jump into the dock. Oh! Looks like he survives, so he's gonna be all good for the time being. I like how he's walling himself off here on the side, so he's got a very, very compact and unraidable economy here.
Yep. There we go. Buglaw coming out to attack. And both players now in the third age. What did Vortix age up with? Did he go up with the Compound Defender? Or did he also go for House of Learning? He did go to the House of Learning. Okay, so show the viewers back at home. Cover over those texts. Let's see how long it would take to get them. It's always entertaining.
A lot of time. 50 and 40 with the 3 scholars boosting it. You need like 6 scholars boosting it, or there is no chance to get it anytime before Imperial Age, pretty much.
Yeah, so, I mean, obviously, when it comes to the very late game, it does help. So, if they make it that far, it'll help those Knights and Man-at-Arms get +3 attack. So, we will see. And he was going for that stone, so I think Vortix, he has 338 stone right now. I expect maybe... wait, did he just turn that into a stone tower? No, I don't know. Maybe drop another town center is what I figure.
Coming in with the Buglaw. Hera is going to be able to clean this up, and that should be 2 dead villagers from Vortix over here. Probably even a dead horseman in there.
Yeah, yep. So right now, Hera, at least score-wise, appears to be in a slight lead, but it's very, very close, of course. Now, Sacred Site-wise, I know that Vortix was going for Sanctity, but it doesn't look like he has gone for the Sacred Site yet.
Nope.
Nope.
We got
what are those? Yeah, okay, I thought those. You always gotta check if they're demos.
Nope, 2 DAOs are coming in here, but the Buglaw should have no trouble holding them off. Buglaw is a counter unit to that. That is a demo with all that fire wrecks out here, so that's gonna be a little more threatening to the Buglaw. Still, the Buglaw is an interesting combat ship, because it's not a clear ballista ship, but it's also not a clear arrow ship. You see, it does have both ballista and archer attacks. It's actually better against demos than Hawks are.
And there we go, Hera charging out with those Knights, looking to go on for some raiding. Vortix right now with 533 stone in the bank. I almost feel like he's going for a keep.
Yeah, to me it really felt like he just wanted to go for like a massive fortifications. But it's weird because now he's got no army on the field. He's got 2 Lancers back at home. On the water, Demo does get sniped, and Demo comes in. So Hera should be able to hold his fishing eco over here, and our Lancers can do quite a lot of damage here raiding-wise.
I'll tell you, Hera, he's looking really good right now. And I before this started, I was watching his stream, and he was grinding Delhi. So he's practiced the Civ, has a plan here. I know he's also went up against Salami recently, who's a like top 10 Delhi main, which most other players are not doing that. And I can only assume he probably studied some from that game. And he's looking to be in a really good position right now, especially with his Knights raiding inside Vortix base. And yeah, looking really good.
Looking at the resources, Hera also has a ton more food piled up over here. And now you see Buglaws and Demos coming forward, so I kind of feel like now Hera is switching gears here, and wherever I look, there's just better Knight numbers. Owen Blades is not in for either player, but it seemed like Vortix was just on 1 stable, and Hera was probably on like 2 or 3 for a long time, because his Lancer numbers seem to be a lot better.
Yeah. Now, it does look like Hera grabbed that Southern Sacred Site, which will give him plus 200 gold per minute. Here comes a demo. Here we go.
Oh, nice reaction.
Okay,
nice reaction by Hera. Taking a 1-for-1. And if he can take that dog down, that could be enough to swing the battle in his favor. He also saw that demo just now coming out, which means he knows that there is no demo coming out for like at least 15-20 more seconds. So he can dive in here. That's very, very smart thinking. If he didn't see the demo coming out, this would be overly risky, but he knows exactly that his opponent is far away from a second demo ship.
Also risky if he times this wrong, but I think he is going to get it down, because a demo would be terrible to pop out there.
Oh yeah, the timing is going to be just fine. Oh yeah. Oh, actually.
Oh my god. Everybody's holding their breath if you're a Hera fan there.
For a moment, he was like, okay, I'm going to retreat because a demo is coming. But then it was like, okay, I gotta burn it down. If he just stays over there, that would have been a little safer. Or if he just runs away and lets it burn, either would have worked. But now I think Hera's in a commanding position.
Yeah,
there's some Knights.
Really good.
Some Knights are coming into raid, but all the fishing eco is gone from Vortix. And now Hera is at 54 eco, 30 army, 38 eco only. for Vortix. He taps out, and he can't retain his crown in Winner Stays On, even for 1 week. Hera, the new challenger, takes over.
There we go. Hera's the champion. I said going into this, both players want this so bad. They're hungry. Vortix being so close to winning that tournament last weekend with the Prime Cup, and then Hera being eliminated, a little bit earlier than he wanted to before the semifinals. And congratulations